Military Section 6, Parker, Young, Bailey, and their technician, Stone, are on the run to capture arms dealer Mulvaney in a casino. While Stone adds their names and faces to the guest list, she can't connect to the network, as only local access is allowed. She needs direct access to someone who is already on the network, the head of security. She'll need to be close to him to hack his phone and tells Bailey to call his phone when she is within 10 feet of him. She gains access once Bailey contacts him, and Parker tells her to walk away upon seeing security approaching her. She shows him that she was learning how to play blackjack and gets out of his suspicion. She inserts Parker and Young's faces into facial recognition while they head to meet Mulvaney. There, they find that the guests are betting on the body count with US Navy SEALs in real time. They have also cracked military-grade encryption, and Stone is curious who would have that capability. Young approaches Mulvaney to inject poison into him, but his man is aware of her, and they get into a fight. Though, Parker has captured Mulvaney and quickly gets out of there. Meanwhile, their comms are hacked by a girl named Kia who tells them that they really need to work on their subtlety. She says they ruined her party, and she should have listened to the voices in her head that the British are coming. Bailey sets a new plan and tells Parker to come down to exfil Route Bravo. Young discovers that more of Mulvaney's men are heading to the cable car station while Parker is on the cable car, so she hurries to go down there to help him. Stone pretends to hurt her leg to stay out of Young's sight, and we learn that she is actually an operative from the Charter, an agency dedicated to peacekeeping that works beyond the government. They use a predictive AI quantum computer capable of hacking into any digital device called the Heart to guide all operations. Her assistant, Jack, tells her that the MI6 team won't get down the mountain in time. The Heart gives a 93% chance that Parker will die, and Mulvaney will get away unless the Charter intervenes. With the guidance of Jack, she is able to come down to the station before Young does and takes out Mulvaney's men to secure Parker. Jack instructs her to hide the bodies and get out before MI6 sees her. Upon Young and Bailey's arrival, they are confused that not one of Mulvaney's men is seen there. However, Mulvaney is dead because he took cyanide earlier. They are blamed by their boss that Mulvaney is dead, and Stone gets out of the van. But now they have a new target. The boss tells them that someone broke through the highest level of military encryption, including their own, who is Kia. They are trying to trace her, but so far, they have nothing. Everyone toasts to Stone for the first time that she got out of the van. They have been on a win streak since she joined them, and Parker thinks she might be their lucky charm. While they discuss Kia, Bailey believes that she works for the Charter. He says that he just identified another one of their ops. They took out a terror cell that hijacked an oil tanker in the Panama Canal. He tells his friends that ex-intelligence operatives answer only to themselves. No national allegiances, no political leanings. Putting out fires their government never allowed them to, and that is the Charter. The most highly trained agents working together to keep peace in a turbulent world. Young is curious that if the Charter are such do-gooders, why would the girl interrupt their mission? Parker approaches Stone to ask her about the news of Kia, but she responds that there is none, as they were told not to look. He says she is a terrible liar and tells her that if they leave it to the pen pushers at MI6, Kia will hack the entire world before they can even get her name. He should have gone beyond the mission and brought her in. She tells him that Kia is new to the scene, otherwise they would have heard about her. He replies that she is working for a veteran, but he doesn't know who it is yet. As Stone arrives at the Charter, Nomad, the leader, confronts her about yesterday's mission that didn't go well. However, they have found Kia. She is from Pune in the west of India and was an orphan at 8. Stone is curious about how she learned to program. Nomad responds that there is a billionaire investor named Karch who ran at workshops for kids in underprivileged communities. He spotted her in one of these programs, saw she was a prodigy, took her under his wing, trained her up, and then they had a falling out because she split from Karch and disappeared. They think that Kia set up the Casino of Blood. She knew about Mulvaney's gambling habit and used it to lure him in. As Stone is curious why, Jack responds that Mulvaney has become obsessed with a new weapon, a MIF, a quantum computer sophisticated enough to hack into anything, anywhere, which is actually the Heart. The Heart predicts with 96% certainty that Kia is heading to Lisbon for the opening of Club Moritz. Nomad will leak her location to MI6, then they should have Stone's operation back up and running within 24 hours. Though, she doesn't feel right. She says that Kia chose to hack into their comms feed on the mountain and revealed herself to her. Nomad tells her to just follow the Heart numbers, and her mission is Lisbon. That night, she contacts Kia to ask what she wants, but she doesn't reveal it. She tells Stone that she is about to find out soon. Meanwhile, Bailey informs her that they got a lead on Kia, and they are going to Lisbon. While they arrive in Lisbon, they are attacked by hostiles led by Kia and manage to knock Parker unconscious. Young and Bailey attempt to fend them off, and Jack instructs Stone to get out of there since it's not her mission to save them. However, she can't stand by and watch her friends die, knowing that she could save them. She reveals her true identity by fighting off the hostiles. Parker regains consciousness, and they quickly escape before more hostiles arrive. Despite having many pursuers, Stone, the driver, impresses her friends with her driving skills as she takes all of them down. They soon discover that she is working for the charter, and she reveals that she is after Kia as well. However, Young and Bailey are killed by Parker, who is actually with Kia. He injures Stone during the fight and is taken down shortly after. Parker explains to Stone that he and Kia learned that the charter had infiltrated MI6, and he needed to identify who it was. He initially suspected Young, but he was pleased that it was Stone. Meanwhile, Stone's body is paralyzed due to Parker's poison from the earlier injury. He tells her that the heart, which Mulvaney was obsessed with, is what gives the charter its power. It can hack into anything, anywhere, including cell phones, power grids, banks, governments, military systems, health records, and more. It can predict the future with incredible accuracy, making it a formidable weapon. Parker reveals that he was the one who killed Mulvaney. Before Stone loses consciousness, Parker injects a wireless signal into her arm. While Stone is brought back to the charter, an alarm goes off, indicating that they have been breached. Jack informs Nomad that there is a Trojan in their system, delivered wirelessly, and it's bypassing their security effortlessly. Someone is attempting to access the heart with a weak wireless signal, and they discover it's coming from Stone. Everything returns to normal after she disables the signal. Nomad needs to know what they accessed and asks Jack if the locker is safe. However, the locker, with the heart inside, is still flying high, 85,000 feet up. No one can get up there without a space shuttle, and it's passing over the Atlantic toward West Africa. Jack is shocked to see that there have been 100,000 attempts to access files. Stone suggests shutting the heart down until they figure out what has happened, but he protests, as it would harm them more. Nomad blames Stone for ignoring the heart's advice and returning to save her friends. She tells her that if she had left when they told her to, Parker would have followed her, and they might have caught him, and Young and Bailey might still be alive. She reminds her that the charter exists for one reason: to maximize lives saved. As a result, she fires Stone from the charter since Parker and Kia know her, and they don't know if she can be trusted. She assures Stone that it's not personal but for the greater good. Stone receives a phone call from Kia, who mocks her for being left alone by the charter after being poisoned. She says that she feels like the charter isn't taking care of their most valuable player. However, she doesn't know that Parker killed Young and Bailey until Stone mentions it, and she tells her that she is coming for her. Nomad meets up with others who hold the same rank as her to discuss Parker. Parker is a career intelligence agent born in Belfast, and he has no one he cares for. He has devoted his life to a country that sees him as expendable. In Chechnya in December 2015, a Chechen warlord was given free rein by the Chechen and Russian governments. He was wiping out whole villages, trying to stamp out dissent. Parker was there with MI6, delivering weapons to take the warlord out, then they were attacked by soldiers. Intelligence came through from MI6 that their entire team had been executed, and the charter thought there was no one left to save. They couldn't let those weapons fall into the warlord's hands, so they bombed the place while Parker and the other MI6 agents were still there. They blamed MI6 for this mistake. There was no report, no investigation, and no record of personnel involved from MI6, and they thought everyone had died. This is why Parker wants to destroy the charter. Kia confronts Parker about killing Young and Bailey, as that wasn't their plan. Parker asks her to stick to the tech and leave strategy to him. He says the charter doesn't care about them and encourages her to do the same. Stone comes to Bailey's house and tracks Kia's location with the bus camera that Kia hacked into earlier. She finds her in West Africa and realizes she is after the locker. Kia and Parker have 11 hours and 7 minutes before the locker descends. Kia says that soon, the charter will realize what is going on, and it will take 9 minutes and 26 seconds for the locker to drop to 40,000 feet, and they will have about 8 minutes to get in, take the heart, and get out again before the charter regains control. Though she is not sure yet, but she will be sure when it descends. If they found her code, it will not descend, they will be waiting for them, and they all die. Jack urgently informs Nomad that the locker has dropped 15,000 feet in the last 2 minutes, and it is still descending. Security systems are all down, and he is locked out. Kia and Parker then arrive at the locker and make their way in to take the heart. Meanwhile, Stone drops from the airplane in a skydiving suit to stop them. There, they can't use weapons since the ship's lining is filled with hydrogen. While Parker keeps up with Stone, Kia successfully gets the heart, and the charter no longer has access. Before they leave, Parker places a bomb to destroy the locker along with Stone, but she still manages to hang onto the helicopter rope and takes Kia down with her. Kia loses consciousness while falling, though they land safely after Stone opens her parachute. Stone wakes up to find herself with a gun pointed at her, then she takes Kia down, gaining control of her, and they find their way back to the US. Stone is curious if Kia is trying to get even with Karch for kicking her out of the penthouse. She responds that Karch used her parents like lab rats in a medical trial and it killed them. He covered everything up and took her in thinking he was doing her a favor, but she lets him think that way because she knew one day she would be strong enough to make him pay for what he did to her parents. She isn't tearing the whole world down just for herself, but it's for the people like her. She says Parker is going to destroy the charter while she has got her whole naughty list, and she is going to expose them all. In her opinion, she thinks the charter isn't any better than her. She tells Stone that just because they saved her, it doesn't make them good. After a while, they are approached by a woman who offers them a ride to the village. Stone secretly places a tracker onto Kia when she isn't aware, and tells her that the charter can take down Karch for her, stating that Parker's way isn't the only way. She then realizes that the woman is bringing her to Kia's men, so she gets away from them by jumping into the sea. She is rescued by her companion who was sent by Nomad. She informs Nomad that Kia is heading north, and they discover that she is going to Iceland. Jack believes they are going to Reykjavik University Computer Lab, which has a cryo-storage facility and several floors of servers. Parker and Kia now have access to the heart. The first thing Parker does is find one of the charter's leaders named Nancy, who is heading to a safe house with her family, and he drops the lift to kill her. Parker's man informs him that another leader of the charter named Jong-soo is in Iceland. He discovers that Nomad is with her team in a bunker outside of London and orders his man to take them out too. Nomad and her team are now locked in the bunker. Their ventilation system is shut down too, and at this rate, they only have 1 hour of oxygen left. Kia doesn't like that Parker killed the charter members, as they said they were only going to expose them and Karch. Parker tells her that the charter never worries about who gets in their way, so he encourages her that she should too. He says this is not about some petty grievance she had with the man who killed her parents, but it's about power. While Jong-soo arrives at the university with the SWAT to take down Parker, Kia has a failsafe uploading to disable the heart and informs Stone, who is heading to the university, to get out of there as it was a trap. She says that the lab is a decoy and tells her to get her team out. Stone doesn't believe her at first, but hearing that she sounds serious, she quickly contacts Jong-soo to tell him about the trap. Though it was too late, the bomb has exploded and destroyed half of the building. The heart is now disabled, and it could take hours to fix it, so Parker makes his way to find her. Stone informs Nomad that Jong-soo is dead, and she has a new location of where Parker is. Nomad tells her that they are going to die in 15 minutes. She responds that it's enough for her to rescue them. She is Parker's man on her trail while going to confront Parker, but he is taken down when she lets go of her motorcycle and hangs onto the nearby truck. Kia now has nowhere to run and is captured by Parker. Upon Stone's arrival, she takes out 2 men at the entrance, then comes across Parker, who threatens Kia to get the heart back online. She gives a sign to Kia to do it, and Kia asks Parker to reconnect the heart to prevent the system from automatically shutting down due to interference. Though, Parker is aware of Stone's presence and threatens to kill Kia if she moves a step. While he is distracted, Kia manages to get away from him and burns him with high-temperature steam from a pipe. During a brawl, Stone gets shot in her hip and is beaten repeatedly until Kia throws her a gun and gets Parker killed. Everyone in the bunker regains consciousness after Stone turns back on their ventilation system, and Nomad bursts into tears that Stone has made it. 4 weeks later, Stone is back with the charter and expresses to Kia that she misses her team. She wants to surround herself with people who will change the world for good, so she asks Kia to join her team. In the end, Stone, Jack, and Kia go on to complete a mission together.